I'll give it just a minute.
Okay.
Good morning. We'll give it just a second. Hey, we get to do Linda and Linda.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that's
I know,
for
right?
real?
I thought about that this morning.
Me too. Hi, I'm Linda.
I'm Linda, a.k.a. Little Linda. I'm Mary's daughter, Aunt Linda's favorite niece,
Oh, absolutely.
and her sous chef for the day.
So welcome to our kitchen this morning, and we're gonna give an update on Mary, but we're gonna wait just a minute or so. I thought about that last night, Linda, and I said this is gonna be hilarious because.
Well, I thought about saying, and I'm Mary.
Oh yeah, that would have been real good. It would have been. When you're looking through old pictures, and we've been looking through old pictures a lot because of the Mama's book, and I see those old pictures of Mary and you and Carla. Oh my goodness, y'all remind me so much of her when she was young. Yes, I sure do. So, you think it's enough? We've waited long enough that you can give an update on Mary?
Maybe.
Okay.
Did you talk to her this morning?
I haven't. I did talk to Carla, but I didn't talk to your mom. So did you?
I did.
Okay.
For a second, I did. So they said she slept pretty good last night. She got up once for some medicine. So.
That's good. And I think Carla was going to make her some breakfast.
Yeah, she was making her breakfast.
So I'm trying to be really good. Every 5 minutes I want to pick up the phone, call her, but I'm trying to be good because I don't want to wake her up if she's sleeping because she needs to sleep, you know, because of the pain and everything. So we'll check on her again in a little bit, and you're probably going over there too after a while, aren't you?
I told her last night, I said, now if Carla tells me that you get out of this bed without some help, then I'm going to come over and I'm going to sleep next to you. I was also going to tell you we were at the hospital. And I was trying to get her attention. Mary is very sweet. My mom is very sweet, but she is hard-headed. And so I was trying to get her attention. And I said, Mary Lorene, and the nurse says, "How are you related to her?" I said, "That's my mama, but sometimes I have to call her by her birth name."
Get her attention.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so
what are we making today?
We are making peach cobbler muffins. I got this recipe a long time ago from actually a plantation gift shop that I visited in Louisiana. Oh. And I made it before, and they're very good. Today I'm going to use just freestone canned peaches. You can use canned, fresh, or frozen. And I have a confession to make. I do have some frozen ones that I picked. No, I didn't pick these peaches. I got them at the Panola Orchards. I picked the strawberry and blueberries, but last year, and I only have a couple of bags left in my freezer, so I didn't use them for these. I'm using canned ones. And the ones I'm using are in heavy syrup, but I drained the syrup off with our nifty little Easy Read colander, and so I just lightly chopped them. Do you think they can see that, Linda?
I think so.
Okay, so I lightly chopped them, and y'all know we love the food chopper. We use it all the time. But I already had this out, and it was already dirty, so I figured I may as well just use the bench scraper. So I've got some of them chopped already, and they're just coarsely chopped. But we're going to chop the rest of them, and it's not going to take long to do it. I'm just going to give it a rough chop, and hopefully this won't make too much noise. It is loud, isn't it?
That's fine. We're loud too. My kids are always telling me how loud I am, how loud my music and my voice is.
It's sometimes I'm in the mood for loud music. You know, like if I'm going down the highway or something and I'm in a really jolly mood, I'll crank it up.
Yeah.
But I like soothing music a lot too, and if I'm listening to soothing music, I don't have it up quite as loud. But Mike's hard hearing, so he can't hear nothing. And well, I shouldn't say nothing. He can hear something, but he has trouble hearing, so he has things up louder than I like it.
Well, I have a routine. Every morning, I wake up and I do traditional gospel. In fact, Alexa wakes me up every morning with some traditional gospel. But then by lunch, I'm ready for some loud and proud Texan music.
Oh, that's a wonderful way to wake up, and
It is.
get going in your day with the other.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna put this in here and get this mat out of the way, and then we're gonna mix up our batter because it's gonna take about 22 to 25 minutes to cook these.
All right.
Thank you, Linda. And so I'm a clean rag here. I'll wipe my hands on. You want your butter to be really cold, and I dice this with the bench scraper, and you cut it in half. You cut it in half again. You just keep cutting it in half until you get like pea-sized pieces. And all your old timers will know what I mean. That's what people used to call a pea-sized piece, just a real small piece. So I've got my sugar in the mixing bowl, and Linda, you're going to give me the other stuff that I need.
Okay.
So we're going to cut this in, and I'm going to show y'all a couple of different ways you can do it. And everybody that's baked before knows about this. But you can use a pastry blender, regular pastry blender. Oh, where did I put? Oh, there it is. You can use a regular pastry blender. You can use a fork and a knife or 2 forks. But I'll start out using this. I wasn't going to use it. I was going to use the forks because they're a little easier to clean. But let me just, this butter is hard. I'm going to just cut this in here a little bit. And then, yeah, you can go ahead and put the flour in here. And it's just basic pantry ingredients is what you're using. It's not anything probably that you wouldn't have in your pantry. You might need to buy peaches, I don't know, but I'm going to just go ahead and start mixing this and add the milk into.
Milk?
And the baking powder and the salt. And y'all, for anybody that's wondering, this recipe does not call for eggs, so don't think I left them out or that I forgot about them because it doesn't call for eggs. Thank you, Linda. I think I'm going to use my bench scraper here my bowl scraper, just to kind of get this started mixing. We'll put the peaches in last. You don't ever want to overmix muffin batter. It's kind of like pancake batter. It really doesn't even matter if it's got some lumps in it. I actually like mixing it with this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do. Me and your mama mixed something else with this. I think it was cookie dough before Christmas. And if y'all have never seen one of these, this comes in a set with the bench scraper. It's a bowl scraper. And it's it fits your hand really. Yeah, really good. Thank you. And we got some more good stuff to go in here in a minute. These mix up really fast, and you'll see that the butter hasn't melted. That's what we want. We want those little pieces of butter in all the batter. And then we're gonna just put the peaches in here. I'll make sure I got everything in here. I think I do. Flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, butter, milk, and the peaches. We're fixing to add those, and then that. So that's it.
Perfect.
And y'all know we use this imperial sugar. If you can get it in your area, I highly recommend it. It just dissolves so much easier than regular sugar. This is extra fine brown. And I think it may even go by another name in maybe like Alabama or some of the states.
Really?
Yeah, I think it does. It's Dixie Crystals, I believe it's the other name. So I'm just going to add these peaches in here, and we're going to just give this a really quick mix. My oven is preheated to 400. Thank you.
Sorry.
Woo.
Just trying to keep
Thank
everything
you.
out of the way.
Linda's always been. She can get things done. We were going to do something on the computer this morning. We thought we would have had time, or she would have had time. Every time I get something out, there's something else I have to find or something else I have to do. And I told her the difference between our generation and hers is what takes her 3 minutes or 3 seconds, it takes us a half an hour.
No.
So anyway, we didn't get that done, what we were trying to do. So I've got some melted butter here, and for our members that have access to the recipes, and By the way, we probably should mention how they can get the recipes. This is, I'll let you tell them, but I put just a little bit of extra butter, and when I say a little, just a little bit extra, because I'm going to dip my scoop in here. It's already melted, and I didn't want to take away from the butter I needed, so I just did this so I can dip the batter out.
I'm going to show them what the...
Doesn't that look good?
Yes, I almost poured it out.
Okay, so I'm using the liners because I really wasn't sure if I would need 6, 8, or 10. And these liners are a little bit smaller than for this muffin pan, but I'm just going to kind of be careful with what I put in there. So I'm going to start with a scoop. You want them about 2/3 full, and 1 scoop may be enough, but I'm going to see, because we're going to put some more good stuff in there in a minute. I think we're going to use them all. We may even have to have more.
You're going to do 1 scoop in everything and then...
Yeah, I think so. Because there's going to be plenty enough to do both pans.
Okay.
Oops. Try not to be so messy. Now these muffin pans without these liners would hold more batter, but I just decided to use the muffin liners this time instead of just greasing the pans.
Hey, I'm all for liners. That's less dishes.
Right, less to clean up. Okay, so
You want to put a little more in these
yeah, I
ones?
think I'm going to have enough to put just a tiny bit more in each one of them. I don't want it to overflow,
Yeah.
but I want to have enough in it that it's going to make a nice big muffin. And this is a pretty wet batter. You'll notice that that it is. And oh, on the one thing that I wanted to mention, Linda, on the juice from the peaches. I hope I'm talking loud enough.
I think so. Mother would have texted me, I think.
Okay. The peaches that I bought are in heavy syrup. So the juice that I drained out from using my colander, I saved that to go in Jello. So anytime you've got some juice from fruits, even if it's just regular juice and not with sugar in it, it'll just flavor your Jello if you want to make like a Jello dish or something. Yeah. So
this is her juice.
Just to keep from going to waste. Okay. All right. So we'll get this cleaned up just a pinch here, and so we got this all done. So Linda, if you will just put a little bit of butter in each one of them, you just kind of guesstimate it if you want to, and then I'm gonna go behind you and I'm gonna put some cinnamon and sugar in it.
All right. Well, this feels like a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, I think you got it.
The pressure is real. You want like all over it, or like what? What are we talking?
Yeah, you can just kind of, yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, that's good. We just want a little bit of extra stuff in it.
Okay.
And this is cinnamon and sugar. Make sure I'm using our good Corinne J cinnamon and the imperial sugar.
This butter's gonna be good on that.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna switch them.
Here, switch them. And if we have any left, well, we'll.
Did I make a mess?
No, not at all.
Oh.
Okay. So this is going to kind of give it that cobbler effect. They have this cinnamon and sugar in it.
Oh yeah.
Would that be good?
So yummy.
It's going to smell good too, cooking.
Look at that perfection.
That was excellent, Linda. You did a great job. I'm gonna have to get you and Carla back on a regular basis to help out. These girls can cook. We never doubted that they couldn't cook. They're just sometimes they're, when Mama's doing it, well, Mama's gonna do it.
Yeah.
So yeah. There's no reason for them to do it, right?
They asked me to bring the ice for family things. I'm not the cook, but that's okay.
This year you cooked.
I did cook, y'all. Hey, they let me bring 3 dishes this year. I was like, I've finally made it to the door.
Great. Okay, so we got 12 big muffins, and we're fixing to pop them in the oven at 400 degrees, and we're going to set the timer for 22 minutes. And if they need to cook a little bit longer, we'll let them cook a little bit longer. You don't want to overcook muffins. So let's get these over here in the oven.
All right. So Mom told me to tell everybody where to find the recipes. She just texted me.
Okay.
And she's watching. She's producing us from her bed. So you can get the recipes at pinkymallskitchen.com, and you click on the right-hand corner, and it'll say membership, and you can sign up for the membership. We have some exclusive content, but we have the recipes on there every week, and then we also have been linking a video with the recipes, so you can see the recipe and the video at the same time in the same place. So
yeah, I really like that
Yeah.
you did that.
do you want this?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take that too. And
Here,
then-
I can take some stuff so you can
Oh,
eat
that's
here.
okay. That's okay. This is good. And then we're just going to sit and see if there are any questions.
All right.
Anybody's got anything they want to talk about. And
So I
Just
haven't
hang out.
been reading it. Let's see.
do we need to get it over closer?
I think it'll be okay there.
Okay.
Okay. Mom and Carla, if y'all see any questions, send me a text. Because I haven't been reading it like I normally do. I don't see any right now.
Okay.
Oh, everyone's telling Mom hi.
Yeah, we miss Mary
Yes. And Carla.
and Carla. But
Carla, on both sides of our family, if me and Carla are standing there, they're going to introduce Carla as the sweet one. And my entire life, I've just stood there been like, well, what am I, chopped liver? Anyway, so if y'all want to know, Carla's the sweet one.
kind of like me and Mary when they always, Mama always said, and she did not mean anything by this. I grew up knowing that I was not the pretty one, that Mary was the pretty one. Mary's hair was beautiful. She just had the most beautiful curly hair, dark, thick curly hair. Mama it would drive her crazy because it was so thick,
So
kind of
thick.
like yours was
Yeah.
thick.
Lord,
But, oh
that's
my
a
God,
curse.
Linda and Carla both has gorgeous hair. But I got my daddy's hair. So anyway, I'm a Pinkston. I am my daddy's kid. So after so many years, you live with what God gave you. But it's not actually what's on the outside anyway that counts.
That's
it's what's
right.
on the inside.
That's right. And I can tell you, curly hair and thick hair is also a curse.
It has its
so,
problems.
Yeah, I think we all want what we can't have. Mom texted and said to tell everyone, she said hi and that she misses being here.
And
So-
I know she does. She's
Yeah.
she's probably chomping at the bit.
She
wishing
is.
she was in this video.
She is. Where's the website again? pinkymallskitchen.com. So,
And Linda, you did a great job putting that video on there. And I think there was some people that texted me, some of our viewers texted me and said how to get the video. That was for members.
I put
That was on the
membership.
member page. So if you didn't see that, that's why it was on the members page. And we love all y'all. We're not trying to, show more
right.
partiality to one than the other. But for the members that pay to be on our page, they get this special content. They pay to get the recipes, and the recipes are printable. So, and they've all been on there. None have been taken off from the time we started this in October.
Yeah,
all the
they're still on
recipes.
there.
We have one of our friends that are members that's actually out of the United States, and she's texted me several times
Good,
and
good,
hoping
good,
that
good.
they'll still be on there when she gets back. And I told her I'd make sure that they were.
Good.
So, so has anybody else said anything?
Sorry, I can't read.
I could. You want me to bring it closer? It's hard to see that far on.
Aw. Jane Brown said that you're beautiful inside and out.
Oh, I love you,
Which is
Jane.
true.
You're so sweet.
Let's see. I haven't seen any. Oh yeah, I did earlier. I saw one that said, "Can you use other fruit?"
You could probably use like blackberries or maybe strawberries. Strawberries have a lot of water content in them, and actually blackberries too. But I imagine you could use either one of those.
I think using blackberries, with how tart it is, with the sweet cake part and then the tart fruit,
would be
I think
good.
that would be good.
I imagine it
Yeah.
would be good. So yes, if you don't use peaches, you absolutely could use some other fruit.
I may not can cook, but I can eat. I know it's good.
Don't kid yourself. Linda's a good cook.
I don't see any more questions.
And we've had a lot of people text us, probably the girls, you girls texting us asking about Mary. We haven't been able to respond individually to all of those. Please do not feel bad if we don't respond to you. We're trying to keep everybody updated on here and also on the website. So if you've asked something specifically and we haven't answered you, it's because we just have not had time. And this may seem like a really, really not much to do when we're cooking for an hour, but it's an all day thing.
It is.
It's an all day thing because you have to, you have to get ready. You have to, Lysol your kitchen down before and after. At least we do. You might not have to, but we do. Anyway, then there's cleanup. You got to eat. Then you got to fix lunch. There's cleanup, and by that time, whoever is here or whoever is had to drive to the other one's house, they got to drive home. So it pretty much is an all day thing.
Yeah, it is. I can't see any questions, and they haven't texted me anymore.
Okay, so Carla's supposed to be here through Friday, right?
Yes.
Unless her plans change, they're supposed to. So we will be at your house. We'll be back here Tuesday, and we'll be at your house Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Linda's got something really yummy she's going to be fixing, and she's actually going to be the one doing it. I'm going to be her sous chef that day. If Mary feels like it, she's going to be there.
Yeah.
And we're just going to kind of play it by ear. We don't want her to ride any more in a car than she has to if she's feeling bad. But if she's feeling well enough, believe me, she will. She'll be there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
We were thinking the other day about when Linda was a little girl. I think you might have been like maybe 4 or 5, maybe. When y'all lived, was it Angleton or Brazoria? We were talking about this the other day. Angleton. And Mike and Mom and I went down there to see him, and Bobby fixed a big brisket. It was delicious. I never will forget it. It was really good. Carla, I think, had just started dating Dee at the time. I think she had.
Probably. If I was 5, then she was 16.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We had Buckeye with us, which Buckeye was our little Chihuahua. We had him for 16 years before he passed away. And we went somewhere in the car, and I can't remember where it went, probably to the store. And Linda was in the back seat, and I was holding Buckeye. And Linda looked up, she said, "You stink, you smell like a dog." Her little curls just hanging everywhere. Linda's always, I love this girl so much. She has been a sunshine in our lives for so many years.
Well, I gotta tell y'all may be surprised by the things that come out of my mouth. I'm surprised, but I'm just as surprised. Like, I have no idea. And then I, walk away like, I can't believe that just came out of my mouth, but it's okay. I mean in love. I'm not ugly. I would never be ugly.
Absolutely. She has a very sweet spirit. And y'all may not know it, but this girl prays, and she's prayed all her life.
Oh my goodness.
all of her life she's prayed. And I don't know if she wants to tell y'all about this. Funny. She knows what I'm talking about.
So I've always been like, call somebody, let's pray, Mama, let's pray for me. I don't know why, but I have. Anyways, so one time I was I was 4 or 5, 3, I don't know. I was little, and I was having some bathroom problems, and so I called Mama in the bathroom, and I said, "Mama, call Pastor, tell him we need to pray." So nice. But prayer works. I don't know if she did or not.
She probably did.
But prayer works. I'm sorry, but if in moms like this, I think you're like this.
Yes.
But if something happens, like if someone pulls out in front of us, that's the first word is Jesus.
Absolutely.
Like, that's our first response.
It's always been like that.
It
always
has. Like, prayer works. I don't care. I know I've been kind of a little bit of the wild one in the family, but I always believe in prayer. So
she's Linda's got a heart of gold, and she's always these kids have, if they can't find their mama, if they think something's wrong, I mean, we rally. we find out what's going on. I think we may have told this before, but remember when your mama was working, was it Kansas City?
I don't remember.
And she had changed hotels Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
She won't ever do
before
that
cell
again. Yeah. We couldn't find her. Everybody was calling everybody.
Yeah, but Aunt Linda, she's the one that found her.
I just started calling hotels, and they were like, we can't tell you. I said, you better tell me if Mary Lumen is checked. And we finally found her, and she was a little bit embarrassed because she would have told us before the day was over, but that wasn't the point. We had been trying to find her for several hours, and we couldn't find her. So we still laugh about that today.
But I think back in the day, and I don't know if they still do that or not, but if you stayed 2 nights, you get and then 2 separate times, then you would get a free night.
Right. So
and Mama and Aunt Linda, Mama and Aunt Linda, they worked that deal. They would move hotels within the same city so that they would get their free night. So I think that's what she was doing, but she didn't tell us.
That sounds exactly what she was doing. And yeah, we have taken advantage of hotel points, and we've all used them too. So when we travel, I always felt like those hotel points that we got was for my battle scars traveling, moving in and out of hotels and lifting suitcases, and some of them were like Residence Inn. There were several properties that I stayed at that, because they're individual at that time, and some of the old properties still are, they were like a townhouse or something, but they were individual, and you had to walk up and down. If you had an upstairs floor, you had to walk up the stairs, so you would have to drag all your stuff, and I literally mean drag too, because when you're traveling 6 months out of a year, before you go home, you got everything that you need to travel with, so you got to take it out of your car and put it in your hotel room, and it gets very very hard to do it. I remember one time I was working in Boston. We were staying at the DoubleTree, and this was the night before we were leaving. And at this time, I think I was working full time, but this was after I didn't quit, but I went home for a little while, and then I went back. So I didn't have a fleet vehicle. We drove fleet vehicles. And so I drove a rental car. So when we drove a rental car, we had to fly from one place to the other. And this was Boston. I got in that afternoon to the hotel and going to leave the next day to go to Chicago. I was going to be working in Rockford, Illinois, and flying into O'Hare. And went in the bathroom, jumped in the bathtub, and I didn't know that the lady had just cleaned it. And I went sliding. I literally looked like probably the Goodyear wheel. I slid all over that bathtub. I was so sore. I was black and blue all over.
Oh my goodness.
It was horrible. So I got to of course it's always embarrassing when you fall. So I got to the airport the next morning in Boston Logan, and when I went to check in, they're like, you can fly first class for $125. And I said, upgrade your ticket, because the company paid for the ticket. And I said, if I'm not worth $125, I'm not worth a dime. And I pushed that, and I got my first class seat. And it was so nice. And I didn't have to do my little squinched up seat. I actually got to ride in comfort.
That was a blessing for you the night before.
It was, because they hardly ever offered first class. And if they did, it was usually twice what you would want to pay. There was another time, and I can't remember where I was at this time, but this is in the real early days of me traveling. And I was waiting at the airport to leave to go to my next destination. And they had Linda Dalton on the microphone. I'm like, oh man, I felt bad. I was really tired. And I was a little bit probably on the grumpy side, and so I walked up there. I said, "Now what now? What's fixing to happen?" She said, "We need your seat. We would like to offer you the first class seat in exchange for your seat. We have 2 people that need to be sitting together." So they upgraded me to first class. And
that's cool.
I felt like a heel, because I thought she was fixing to say something that was going to make me mad, and she upgraded me to first class. Wasn't that nice?
That is nice.
It was real nice.
Look at you, fancy.
We've flown first class very few times, but back in the early days when me and your mom first started, we would walk over to the building where where the companies, they had their own travel agency there at the hotel. I mean, at the campus, and they would book us first class.
Really?
Robin, she would book me and Mary first class. She said it's not enough difference in it. It's negligible. So they just booked us first class.
By the time I started working, they were not booking us first class.
That didn't last long, but we sure enjoyed it while it did.
You know, one of my favorite trips, we've had several working trips as a family.
Right.
Was the year, so we did training in D.C.
Yes.
And so I was the youngest as usual. And I wasn't old enough to rent a car. And so I went to Florida anyways. So I think it was Aunt Linda. It was Mom and Aunt Linda for sure, but probably Aunt Linda. We had a training, and we had a bunch of people that y'all had hired, some of our friends, like my childhood friends and their parents and stuff like that. So you booked me because there was like 3 or 4 trainings. It was in December. Right. It was my birthday week. And so we, I flew in with the first group, and I just stayed with one person, and then I stayed with another person. I stayed through all 4 trainings, and then I left on the last group. So I got to stay the whole week and enjoy DC with all of the groups.
I remember that.
That was the best. We all went for my birthday.
There was enough people. That was when Becky Taylor and were there too. Yeah, we all rode the subway down to Union Station. We had some good times.
Yeah, it was
some
fun.
real good times. But this was, and I know somebody's going to ask, what kind of work were y'all doing? At that time, that was the second research company that we had worked for. The first one, we worked for them for a little while. These were on transportation studies. And then this bigger research company got the contract when it was up for renewal. So then we worked for them for several years. But they were transportation studies is what we were working on. Seat belts, child restraints, oh my goodness, what else did we work on?
I don't remember.
I worked on travel speeds where they measured speeds on highways and at intersections, and there were several different studies that we worked on. Most of the time, me and your mom were supervisors.
Yeah.
So we had a team in the field. We just flew from place to place to check to make sure they were doing what they were supposed to be doing, because these are people that are, they're on their own. We hire these people, and we're hoping that they're going to show up. And we had some funny things happen during the time, because some of them didn't show up, and several of them, I fired several. But there was this one couple. There wasn't a couple. It was you worked in pairs, and it was a man and a woman, and the woman was from the Austin area, but the guy was from Florida. And so when I get down to go with their sites to, go through and make sure they were doing what they were supposed to do, when we got through, he looks at me. We're in Austin, right? Capital of Texas. He looks at me and said, if you mind, he said, if you don't mind, he said, I'm going to run in this liquor store and get me a 6-pack to drink on the way home back to the hotel. And I said, well, first of all, yes, I do mind. Second of all, it's against the law to drink while you're driving. You're driving a rental car that we have rented for you. And so and I fired him. The next day he was on a plane back to Florida.
Yeah.
So there was all kinds of things that happened. I was in Salt Lake one time, and these 2 sisters were our cousins. They might have been cousins. They were supposed to be doing their work and I stayed all day. Never saw hide nor hair of them, so they got fired. And they just told me upside one down the other. They were at the places. They didn't know I was there. They said, no, we're here. When they described where they were at, I was sitting there and they wasn't there. So we've had some really
so much fun.
A lot of fun doing the work.
One time I went to Florida by myself. Usually, because I was younger, they would pair me with a family member, but I wanted to go to Florida, so they put me. So I went with a complete stranger. I think I was like 19 or 20.
Oh no!
I was young. No, it was a girl.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a girl, but it was an older lady. She was very nice, but I couldn't rent a car. That was before cell phones.
Right.
So 19-year-olds, which I know now, 19-year-olds travel all the time, and I'm sure they did back then, but it was just, it was scarier. But I really I'd never been to Florida. I really wanted to go to Florida. So it was even before internet was everywhere. So I had to walk across the highway to the mall where they had computer set up, and that's where I
Did your
But it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
But Florida's not my favorite place anymore. It's so hot and muggy and rainy. And
it is really, no offense to all of
no,
our
Florida's awesome. I'm going to Florida in a couple months. I'm not offending anybody.
But I mean, it's hot in Texas too. It's hot and muggy too. Not quite as hot and muggy here as it is on the coast.
Yeah.
And in the Houston area.
Yeah.
But have we had any more questions?
Mom and Carla both texted me and said people were asking about my kids. I have 2 precious boys. I call them babies, but actually this year they'll turn 17 and 18. And they are the sweetest boys.
Very good kids.
They're the best and the worst. But they're great. I love them. They're Nathan and Braden. Nathan will be graduating this year. Braden's my sweet. He's the sweet one.
And she calls him Brady baby.
Yeah, he's my Brady baby. I don't know if he likes it, but he tolerates it, so that's okay.
And he's what, 6 foot?
He's tall. He's big. Yeah, in fact, he's taller and weighs more than me. So yeah, and then Nathan, he's my oldest. I call him Nate Dog. I don't know. I have since he was a baby. So.
They're completely different.
Opposites.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Both very good kids. Very good. And when I was looking through pictures the other day, I found the picture of when I first met Braden. Nathan, they were both born in Wichita Falls, right?
Yeah.
And so it was a pretty windy day. He was born in April, right?
We were in Kmart parking lot.
Yeah, we were in the Kmart parking lot, and she has this little tiny bundle. And I remember that like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And he's what? Will he be 19?
He'll be 18.
18.
Yeah, he'll be 18.
I'm gonna check on my muffins, Linda. You can keep talking.
Okay. Someone said, "Where's the favorite place that you've traveled, Aunt Linda?" Well, I'll do mine, and then you can do yours. My favorite place. I think honestly it has to do more with who you're traveling with and what you've done. My favorite trip has been Chicago, and I think that's because it was my first trip on my own, other than I guess when I was younger, but my first adult trip. And I stayed downtown Chicago, and I know everyone said it's dangerous. I never felt in danger. My favorite place to go? Oh, geez. I don't know. New York was fun with Carla. Carla was fun. I don't know. I'll tell you my number 1 bucket list, and that's the Northern Lights. Do you need some help?
No. Okay. I'm just gonna cook these another minute or two. They're almost done.
Okay.
I don't know. Thank you, Linda.
So Northern Lights is my. Once I make it to Northern Lights, then I can die happy. That's my number 1 place. But I love to travel. Just since August, I've been on all 4 borders of the United States, just because that's my love language. I love to travel. What about you, Annie?
You get it honest.
Yeah.
We love to travel too. So there's so many places that I've been to that we have been so blessed to be able to go to. And I'm talking about within the continental United States. I've been into Canada and I've been into Mexico, but that's as far as out of the United States as I've been. I've never been to Hawaii, never been to Alaska. But there's so many places that I'm probably in awe of. The Golden Gate Bridge has always been very special to me. I've told y'all before. The main reason is because that's where Daddy went out on the ship when he went in the war, and when he came home. That holds a very special place in my heart. As far as I love Flagstaff, and I think I've told y'all this before. And one big reason I love Flagstaff is because we left Kilgore. It was 117 degrees. This was in May. This was some record heat.
Wow.
Several in the late 90s. And we stepped off of that little prop plane in Flagstaff, and it was 57 degrees. And I thought I had died and gone to heaven. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I said then, if I could put Flagstaff in Texas, I'd move there in a second. But of course, the Grand Canyon, we've all been there more than once. But I love the Sequoia National Park. I've been to Yosemite, we've been to Tahoe, we've been to several of the national parks. But I love Sequoia because of the serenity.
Yeah.
And the peacefulness. And the day that it was a coworker and I went, and we were the only ones on the tour. And it was snowing the entire time. Of course, Worrywart was worried about the roads and us sliding off of one of those mountains. But it was a very beautiful day.
I'm gonna bring it to you. So you
Okay.
can tell.
Yeah.
Is it
I think those are done. I'm gonna get a pot holder so we can put it over here, and
I'm gonna turn the oven off.
yeah, and we can just set one of them over there.
One of them? Okay.
And we'll get a plate and a fork so we can taste them.
I'll grab the plates.
Okay.
They smell delicious.
Don't they look good?
Yummy.
And I loved for a busy place, and like Linda, I love Chicago, and I love New York City. My favorite place in New York City was Ellis Island. Was my favorite place.
I just love the history. We didn't get to go into the hospital, but if I ever go back, we're going to the hospital to do the tour.
It was such.
Oh, this
like,
is so moist.
Like Linda said, it was so full of history. Now we're just taking these out once they sit.
Oh, I'm
Do you want
sorry.
some water? No, these are fine.
I'm sorry.
No, I was going to take them out anyway, but they're gonna. You may think that they're not done. They're very moist.
No, it's, yeah.
But it's because if you let them sit just a pinch.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Jesus. No, I would have done the same thing. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that at all. But
Okay, let's taste it.
thank you, Jesus. I'm going to taste this and see what you think about it.
One thing though, I think my favorite trip after thinking about it was the trip we all took on Mother's Day. There was 2 years in a row we took a Mother's Day trip with like our whole family. And the first year was just, was like my siblings and nieces and stuff. And then the second one, it was aunts and uncles. And I loved those trips because we were just all together. Where did we go the first time? Branson?
Branson, and then we actually had been to Branson twice. But the first time we went, it was just Mary and y'all and me. The second time we went, it was all of Mary's family.
Yeah.
And then when Mary did my 70th birthday party, it was the whole family.
Yeah, and that was
in
at Broken Bow.
Broken Bow, Oklahoma.
That was a good trip. We had like the whole place to ourselves with our own
the whole
pool.
lodge.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. The kids had so much fun.
That's what I would like to do more is family vacations with extended family.
Mm-hmm.
Like we go together individually, but just like the whole family. I love that. Okay, let me taste this.
So what do you think?
So good.
It's delicious.
So good.
Obviously we've got a lot of muffins here, so I'm going to send some home with Linda so she can
Carla
share
texted and said she
the
wants one.
fun. And I'll save a couple here for us. But now I cooked these 22 minutes. If you don't want them, and they're not raw, they're done. But if you want to cook them another minute or two, just don't overcook them. So
So good.
if you're using regular muffin pans, it's probably going to make at least 2 dozen, maybe 2.5 dozen. But if you're making in this size pan, it's going to make a dozen. So we hope that y'all enjoyed the show today. I sure enjoyed having Linda with me. It's so nice to have Mary's girls to cook with. And was there anything else? Did they text anything else?
No, that was it.
So we want to remind y'all to be sure to like the videos when we do them. Be sure to share from time to time. We'll be having, we'll be selecting someone random. We're not doing a giveaway today, but we did one yesterday. But if you'll share our videos, we would certainly appreciate that. And also remember that we're on YouTube, and that's Pinky Mom's Kitchen. And if you want to know about the recipes or what our products are that we sell, that would be on our website. We are currently sold out of cookbooks. We expect another shipment probably within a week. So you won't have to wait long, but we don't have any on hand right this moment. Anything else we need to say?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Thank y'all very much for joining us. We love y'all. Continue to pray for Mary, and she'll be back with us soon. And be sure to count your blessings. We all have so much to be thankful for.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Did we hit that?
Take it on the bite.